The cafeteria buzzed like any other high school day, plastic trays clattered, sneakers squeaked, laughter echoed. But in one corner, tension thickened the air. Four towering seniors surrounded two pale, freckled teens with matching strawberry blonde hair. Lost, snowflakes, one sneered, cracking his knuckles. This ain't your piano recital. But what no one knew, not the bullies, not the teachers, not even the principal, was that the shy, soft-spoken twins had been trained by a war hero. And today, someone was about to learn that lesson the hard way. It all started 3 months ago when Noah and Natalie Walker transferred to Granton High. Their parents had moved the family from a quiet mountain town in Idaho to the inner-city outskirts for better work opportunities. The twins, barely 16, had never stepped foot into a crowded public school before. They walked the halls like ghosts, invisible, unnoticed. At first, their silence was mistaken for snobbery. Who do they think they are? Some students whispered. Too good to talk to anyone. They didn't talk much. Not because they were proud, but because they had learned early in life that quiet doesn't mean weak. Their grandfather, Colonel Richard Walker, had raised them for 5 years after their father died in a helicopter crash during active duty. The colonel believed in discipline, routine, and martial arts, taught the twins jiu-jitsu and Krav Maga before they even hit puberty. Your mind is your weapon, he used to say. But your body can be your shield. Still, they didn't show it. Not once. They kept to themselves, buried in books, sat together at lunch, and avoided drama like it was a disease. Until Jason, the school's football captain, noticed Natalie. She wasn't flashy. She wore faded hoodies, second-hand sneakers, and no makeup. But there was something about her stillness that annoyed him. Maybe it was because she didn't giggle at his jokes like other girls. Maybe it was because her twin, Noah, would just look through him like he wasn't even there. And bullies don't like being ignored. So Jason made them a target. At first, it was subtle. Tripping Noah in the hallway. Accidentally spilling juice on Natalie's back. Leaving mocking notes in their lockers, go back to Snowland, or cousins or lovers. Weirdos. Noah swallowed it. Natalie smiled through it. They had faced worse. But high school is a strange battlefield. It's not just punches that bruise, it's whispers and laughter that cut deep. One Friday afternoon, it got worse. Jason and 3 other seniors cornered the twins behind the gym after the final bell. There were no teachers around. No cameras. Just the dusty air, chain-link fences, and 4 overgrown boys sneering at 2 pale kids who looked like they belonged in a choir, not a fight. Jason slammed his fist against the wall near Noah's head. You think you're better than us, he hissed. Think you're tough? Say something, freak. Noah stared back. Come. No flinch. Last chance, Jason growled. Natalie stepped forward, her voice barely above a whisper. You really don't want this. They laughed. That's when it happened. Noah ducked. Natalie pivoted. For seconds later, Jason was on the ground clutching his wrist, gasping for air. One of the bullies tried to grab Natalie. He ended up on his knees, his nose spurting blood. The third took a swing at Noah and missed, only to get flipped onto his back with a thud that echoed off the bricks. The fourth one ran. Silence fell. Except for Jason, who whimpered, What are you? Noah leaned down, voice cool as ice. Someone who was trained to stay calm, until calm wasn't an option. Word spread like wildfire. The Monday after, the entire school whispered their names like they were legends. Did you hear what they did to Jason's crew? Noah broke a guy's nose with 2 fingers. Nat flipped someone twice her size. For the first time, the twins had the hallways to themselves. No one dared cross them. But instead of basking in it, they just carried on, books in hand, eyes down, smiles quiet. But Natalie could feel it. The change. She saw the freshman who once sat alone now watching her with a strange kind of hope. She saw the janitor nod respectfully. Even teachers, who had overlooked them for months, suddenly called them by name. Principal Morales called them into his office that Thursday. You could have seriously injured those boys, he said, his voice stern but not unkind. They were planning worse, Noah replied simply. Morales leaned back, his tone softening. We've seen the footage. You acted in self-defense. But I've never seen discipline like that. Natalie met his gaze. Our grandfather taught us. You never fight unless there's no other way. But when you do, you end it fast. The principal didn't suspend them. Instead, he invited them to speak at the school's monthly assembly on anti-bullying. They hesitated. They didn't want to become a spectacle. But then they remembered all the kids like them, who kept quiet and hoped things would get better. So they stood on stage that Friday. Noah went first. Most people think strength is about being loud, being big, showing off. But real strength, he said, glancing at Natalie, is the ability to walk away, and only use what you know when someone leaves you no other choice. Natalie stepped forward. We didn't come here to fight. We came here to learn. But sometimes, silence becomes permission. So if you're watching this, and you're scared like we were, know that you don't have to fight like we did. But you can stand up. And you're not alone. The auditorium rose in applause. It wasn't a fight that earned them respect. It was how they carried it afterward. Months passed. Jason and his friends, after their suspension, returned quieter. Humbled. One of them even apologized. Noah accepted it with a nod. Natalie smiled.